Wait, before we go, I got a surprise for you guys, a new member of the family. I want you guys to meet him right now. Surprise! Hi. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Yep, so we got a cat. She is a domestic American Shorthair, and she is a calico breed, and she really loves the fluffy thing on the microphone. I actually got a couple of these things, and she's been playing with them like crazy. But yeah, we got a crazy ass little kitten. She's about 11 weeks old. We got her from the Humane Society. We adopted her, and yeah, you guys are gonna see some crazy ass videos of her just running around insane throughout the vlogs. Yeah, so now we're stuck with this friend for the next 15-20 years. Oh god, ah! It's your buddy Aaron. We're back with another video. I got something a little exciting for you guys. I wanted to go over pretty much the full build breakdown of my Infiniti G35 Coupe. I'm going to be talking about all of the performance mods, the suspension mods, the body work, everything that I've done pretty much to this car thus far, and as well as my plans for the future of the channel and of this car. This isn't the first G35 that I've owned. I actually owned a 2006 G35, but it was automatic. So you guys can see why I had to trade that in after a couple years to get the manual. I've had this for about a year and a half now, and all the mods I was able to transfer over, the front bumper, the headlights, and everything like that, because it was the same color. When I first got this car, it already had the Motordyne MREV2 lower plenum installed, so I got really lucky with that. It also had a still-in intake, just a little Z-tube. So let's start off with all of the performance mods that I have. We're going to start off pretty much with the air ducting, going up into the intake that I custom built. I built this in one of my videos. I got the idea from Gingium, the guy who built School Bus 2 Miatas, the cool ass guy. I got the idea from him to build an air ducting to get some more cold air coming in while I'm driving, and it helped a lot. It gave me about 70 to 80 degrees cooler air to my engine, which helps a lot with maybe a couple horsepower, but more so keeping the engine nice and cool. The air ducting, I must have spent about $35 on the materials, and then I also needed a Dremel to cut the stock airbox to fit everything inside. That air ducting is connected to my stock airbox, which is connected to my admin tuning intake with a K&N air filter. The admin tuning intake was about $330. Picked up the bigger intake because I heard it gives you the most power, as well as picked up an NWP throttle body that connects directly to the admin tuning intake, and admin tuning provides a coupling that will connect directly to the NWP throttle body from the intake. So the fittings are all perfect. The only thing that I had trouble was this little piece over here by the hood is starting to rub off on the hood, so I did have to cut a hole in the hood to stop that rubbing. Other than that, everything else fit very well, and it runs really well after the tune. If you get these parts before you tune the car and you start trying to drive the car, you're going to notice a huge loss in power, and it's not going to be very fun. You're going to have to get a tune if you want to get these mods. However, all the rest of the mods, you don't require a tune to run on. That NWP 75mm throttle body is then connected to the stock upper plenum, which is connected to the Motordyne 5/16 plenum spacer, which allows for cooler air between the upper and lower plenum. That spacer is then connected to the Motordyne MREV2 lower plenum, which goes into the stock G35 VQ35DE engine. Now, starting at the beginning of the exhaust mods, we have the Megan Racing headers that I have down to Motordyne ART Pipes, and then the catback exhaust will be a Z1 dual exhaust with the Z1Y pipe, and it sounds loud and mean. I initially had an HKS replica exhaust from DNA Motoring, which was like $270 exhaust, and it was terrible. Started internally failing. A bunch of parts started coming apart on the inside, and it sounded like shit, to be honest with you. So that's going to be about everything performance and engine wise. I also do have an E85 kit hooked up to the car, but it is not tuned for E85. It actually came with the car when I bought it used, so I never really tuned it for E85. I could do that in the future, but I would want to change around some of the fuel pump components before I do that, so that the E85 doesn't start eating away at my fuel pump, which it would if I started running E85. So I don't want to go through that right now. Maybe in the future we'll try out some E85. I also have an oil catch can system, vented system coming from the PCV valve and running all the way around to the other valve cover PCV tube. This allows oil to be vented out into the air and as well as back into the crankcase instead of being burned through the motor. I'm also running a Z1 Motorsports Oil Cooler, which helps a lot with keeping the oil at a perfect temperature so that I can use the those features at any time that I want, because the oil is always at the correct safe temperature. I cannot stress this enough. If you are going to tune your G35, you must get an oil cooler to keep your oil at good temperatures. It does take about an extra quart of oil, which helps with the recirculating and keeping your engine nice and clean. Gotta love the oil cooler. It's only good things. Gotta pick it up. The Z1 Motorsports Oil Cooler cost me about $398. Last engine mod we're going to talk about is my clutch. We got an Exedy Pro Racing Clutch Kit with the lightweight flywheel. Lightweight flywheel is about 18 pounds as opposed to the stock flywheel, which is around 30-something pounds, I believe. The stock flywheel on this vehicle is a dual mass flywheel. That means it's got two different moving parts to help create smooth shifting, as well as eliminate any type of noise or chatter that would come from the flywheel. The Exedy Pro Race Clutch Kit comes with a single mass lightweight flywheel. This is only a one moving part flywheel, and it is lightweight, and it does cause a little bit more chatter at, say at a stoplight, or while idling, or while trying to go into a gear. You're gonna hear some chatter, but the shifting and everything is it's very notchy, but you can get it into gear very quickly, and it feels very good when you're in racing-like conditions. You can probably put down upwards about 400 horsepower with the Exedy Pro Race Clutch Kit. I picked up this clutch kit from Exedy's website for about $536. I'm also running an RJM clutch pedal assembly. I really did not like the Nissan clutch pedal because of the way that it clunks and relies on the clutch master cylinder to push the clutch pedal back up. I was having a lot of problems, made a video on how to fix a sticking clutch, but eventually just continues to have the same problem. So I went ahead with the RJM clutch pedal. This is a spring-loaded clutch pedal, relies on the spring to bring it back up. Also uses the master cylinder, but will always come back up instead of getting stuck in the down position. This clutch pedal is adjustable in about 5 different points. You can make it however you want it. If you want it harder, if you want it stiffer, if you want it softer, you can make it however you want it, and make it higher or lower. There's a lot of adjustment points, and I love how smooth it is to shift with that clutch pedal. Very nice. So that is about all of the mods that I've done, engine-wise, performance-wise, that I've done to this vehicle. The only thing to top that off would be the UpRev Osiris tune that I did with the 2 different maps. We got the first performance map and then the flame out map. I'm extremely happy with the tune, definitely feel the horsepower. I just need to go dyno it to get you guys the exact numbers. But the first time that I tuned this, I did not have the Z1 exhaust and I did not have the headers, and I was putting down 277 foot-pounds of torque to the wheels, as opposed to the 230 that I was originally getting. So it's around 45 horsepower gain from my last tune. But now that I have the extra performance mods, I have the air ducting, I have the intake, and I have the headers, it will help out a little bit more. I would love to go get it dyno tuned. Hopefully I'm pushing around the 280s, maybe 290s now, but who knows, we will never know until we take it on a dyno. I will be retuning in the future, just keep you guys in the loop when I get all my suspension and everything like that sorted out. That'll be the future. But moving on to suspension, current suspension mods that I have right now, I have the BC Racing Coilovers all around. They ran me about $995, running it a little bit low right now, but it feels really good. They're really nice. I'm running them about 3/4 stiffness in the front and about half stiffness in the rear. I might want to up the stiffness a little bit in the rear so that I'm not scraping my rear tires as much. I got some front Z1 Motorsport upper adjustable control arms so that I can adjust my toe in the front. When you have a lower vehicle or a lower G35, you're going to want to get those control arms so that you can adjust the toe and the camber a little bit easier in the front while you're low, so that you don't have to rip up your tires every 6 months or so. Speaking of tires, right now I'm running the Pirelli P0s in the front and in the rear. I've been loving them. They're real sticky, they're real nice, they're grippy. They're really nice to run on the roads, and they're good for all weather, which is what I need here in Florida. It doesn't snow, so who cares, but they're really good in the rain. They're nice and slick, so we're cool with that. In the future for suspension, a couple bushings got to be replaced. The rear differential bushing, got to stop the rear end from hopping all over the place. I got to replace some ball joints in the front, some bushings in the front control arms. A lot of things I got to do in the future. You guys, stay tuned. You guys will be, involved in the loop, and we'll get all that shit done together. We'll do it. That's about it. Wrapping up the suspension mods, we're gonna go into all of the body mods that I have done right now. As you can see, I got some beautiful Spyder headlights that are chipping like a motherfucker right now, because about 6 months ago I did try to restore the headlights, but obviously I was not successful in doing so. They're starting to peel off a little bit now, so I'm gonna go have them professionally done at the shop that I work at. I'm gonna have them sanded down, and then we'll see if we can try to repaint them and regloss them up to make them look way better. More over here on the front end, we have the front bumper, a Kuruma Z front bumper from VIS Racing. Always love the style of this bumper. Kind of remind me of the G37s, how the G37 has the 3-hole cutout. Never was a big fan of the 2-hole cutout that comes on the stock G35 front end bumper. Do got a couple scuffs and scrapes on here I do got to fix up, which I will be doing soon. Now that we're done with all the performance mods, we will be diving into making this car look beautiful, because right now it's got chipping, it's got dings and dents and scratches and scrapes everywhere, but we're gonna fix it up, so no worries. Front grille you see here is an emblemless grille. It comes already painted plastic. It's kind of a little bit more flimsy than your stock OEM front grille, but it looks great with no emblem on it. It's kind of sleek. It looks really good with the black accents on the headlights and the side markers. I also turned to eBay for the side marker lights here. They're just some generic lights with some cool light bars. That's about it, nothing special. For the wheels, I got the Varstoen ES2s. They're about 19 inches by 10.5s. Coming over to the roof, I do have it wrapped in gloss black. It was wrapped by Superior Tint over here in Boca Raton. They did a pretty good job. Coming over to the back of the car, you can see immediately we have the carbon fiber Duckbill trunk. Always was a huge fan of this trunk. I loved it. The first year it looked amazing, but now you can see that the Florida sun is starting to get to it. There's a little bit of white spots here, but it will be fixed soon when I end up dipping the entire car. So it will be protected and I will fix that. And I want to tell you guys the color, but you guys are going to have to wait until I get it done, because it will be soon after I get all the body work done. So stay tuned. We're going to be dipping this car. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. For the rear taillights, I do have a mod that allows you to use your blinker lights. So instead of having the single side bulb as your blinker, it will use all of the LEDs that your brake light uses as your blinkers, which looks a lot better than using that side marker bulb. So that's about it for all of the current mods, and I was gonna go over a couple of future things that I was gonna do to the car with you guys, but I've already given you guys too many damn hints in this video. It's too much, so just stay tuned and watch. You guys will see what I'm gonna do to this car. I'm gonna just drive this thing until the wheels fall off. Stay tuned for more G35 content. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions about my car or having troubles with your cars, just let me know down in the comments. We're all here for each other. I love how you guys like to help each other out in the comments with your G35s or 350Zs or even any other cars. I'm loving the community that we are building on this channel, so I just want to thank you guys so much all the time. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are ready to see some more content for the G35, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Let me know. Hit me up on Instagram if you guys have any DMs or anything for me. Follow me. It's at 88G35. Once again, thank you so much. You guys are the fucking best. You guys have an awesome day. Take care.